Today I'm going to be providing an overview of what place value is taught kindergarten through second grade. So let's start with kindergarten. In kindergarten, kiddos are working with numbers up to 20. So they're counting objects up to 20. They are able to look at a quantity. We want them to be able to look at a quantity like this and put a symbol or numeral with it so that they know that this is 4. And this is called a tens frame. As you see, there are 10 squares, and it's a nice way to organize objects so kids can recognize quantities better. When a tens frame is filled in, it is 10. And kids learn this pretty quickly, that when a tens frame is filled in, it is 10. So once kids have a strong understanding of numbers 0 through 10, that's when you want to start working up to 20. And you can see I have a doubles tens frame here. And so again, kids know that this is 10. And when we move on to numbers in the teens, that would be 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's important for kids to understand what this 1 is representing. It's representing 110. And also by the end of the year, we want kids to be able to write this in an equation. 10 plus 3 equals 13. And of course, they work themselves all the way up to 20. So 10 plus 10 equals 20. So one thing that's also done in primary grades, starting in kindergarten, moving on to first grade. So first graders are working with numbers up to 120. Well, actually, primary grades usually count the number of days of school. And so what that means is that each day, the number of day of school is counted. So teachers might use straws or popsicle sticks to have a concrete object to represent the number of days of school. And so as the kids count the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, they learn that whenever there's 10, we bundle them up into one bundle of 10. So this would be the 10th day, and then they would count on up until they get to the 20th day, and so on. And this is really helpful because it gives kids an understanding of what that quantity even feels like. So if this is the 50th day of school, they can think, wow, it's been how many months since the first day of school. Also in first grade, we want the kids to understand how to count by tens and ones. So for example, they need to be able to make the transition when counting between tens and ones, like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Another way that we show 10 in first grade, and there's many different ways to show 10. You can have groups of 10, any kind of objects. But one of the ways, too, we show is with cubes, stacks of 10. So there's a game we often play, get to 30 or get to 50, whatever you want to make it, where the kids roll and say they roll a 6, so they get 6 cubes. And then say they roll a 5. Well, the game is whenever they have a stack of 10, they need to start a new stack. So then this would become 10, 11. And then they would work their way up and understand this is 10 plus 6 more is 16, and so on. 10 plus 10 is 20 until they get to 30. So the kids can make the connection between bundles of 10 and stacks of 10. And these are just ones or units, and these are similar to the popsicle sticks. In addition, like I said, first grade we're working on numbers up to 120. So then they start working with identifying and be able to represent these numbers. So for example, this would be 30, or this would be 27. And so they would see that this is 20 plus 7 equals 27. And it's also important that kids are able to compare numbers and understand why is 27 more than 17, and so on. Why is 43 less than 53? Okay. All right, moving on to second grade. Second grade is working with numbers up to 1,000. Okay, so as you've seen, by the time they get to second grade, they've been working with tens on base tens frames, with bundles, which they're still doing in second grade, with stacks that you can take apart. And in second grade is when we introduce base 10 blocks. And the difference is where these are stacks of 10 that you can take apart, these are glued together. And another way I like to show kids that these are absolutely 10, a stack of 10, is I can line up 10 ones. And then they can see that's a 10. And so they've worked with ones where these are, let's see, they've worked with like popsicle sticks or straws. Those are ones. They've worked with individual cubes. These are ones. And now they have the base 10 ones. Same thing here. They've worked with stacks, a stack of cubes, a bundle of 10, and this is a 10. Okay, so many different ways to represent the numbers. And of course, we want kids to continue to be able to compare numbers in the tens and the ones. And in first grade, I forgot to mention that we also talk about hundreds too, so that they can see that 10 of these bundles make 100. And then in second grade, we show them how that's 10 tens, which equals 100, and so is this. So then they learn how to represent numbers up to 1,000 using place value blocks. And so they would be able to represent this as 300 plus 60 plus 3 equals 363. Kids are in second grade comparing these numbers too. So again, that's where these blocks really are helpful. Why is 341 more than 124? And they can even use the greater than less than sign. In addition, we want kids to be able to order numbers from least to greatest and greatest to least, so that if they're given the numbers 234, 516, and 198, they would order them from least to greatest and greatest to least. So just to review, in kindergarten, kiddos are working with numbers up to 20. First grade, kiddos are working up to numbers with 120, and they're counting up to that as well. And in second grade, they're working with numbers up to 1,000. In another video, I will provide an overview of grades K through 3 through 5. I hope that you click below to subscribe to watch new math videos. Thanks and have a great day.